Only 10 months to go for the big fight of 2024, and already there's a sense of deja vu in the air. I'm Shiv Arur. This is the Democratic Newsroom, where every week I and my colleagues here in the India Today Newsroom kick about some of the big action points of the week. And what else but the big no trust vote, Modi versus Rahul, and all of the familiar eruptions that are happening in our political space. We've seen the angry speeches in Parliament. We're now seeing the angry press conferences, the mocking, the jeering, the sloganeering. Everywhere you look, it's political heat, and that's how it's going to be on the road to 2024. The question we're asking today on Democratic Newsroom: we've talked about who's won the no trust vote. We've dwelt on what the perception battle has looked like. But is 2024 being set up to be another Modi versus Rahul? Is it going to be Modi versus Rahul 3.0? I'm going to start with Rajdeep. And Rajdeep never tires of talking about his favorite subject, Modi, Rahul, and all the political animals in our country. Rajdeep, angry speech in Parliament, lots of finger pointing, jabbing at the camera, anger during press conferences, and I'm sure there are going to be many more. Is this Modi versus Rahul 3.0 that's shaping up in your view?
Before we start, I want to tell the viewers of Democratic Newsroom, this week we had two mini Democratic Newsrooms. And
both went viral.
Both went viral because what is happening is if I say something over 2 minutes, someone is clipping 20 seconds. And I'm getting killed both ways. You know, yeah, Shiv Arur is the one responsible because he has the easiest job here. He's chosen not to make his opinion
Today
clear.
I will give my
opinion. So
opinion.
I'm going to reverse that. Shiv Arur, tell me. Okay. Tell me, Shiv.
Give your opinion first, then I'll answer.
Look, there was a lot of anger.
Yeah.
On both sides. There was, in fact, in my view, there was way too much anger and too little focus on both sides right through this debate. So to that extent, as a political observer, I was disappointed because I thought this debate would lead to three things. One, it would lead to accountability in the context of Manipur. You cannot get away by saying, oh, Chief Minister is cooperating with us, that's good enough. That's not good enough. Or by harking back to Mizoram 1966. We are in 2023, for God's sake. The Congress is not in power. When the Congress was in power, the Congress is accountable. When the BJP is in power, it's a double-engine government. BJP is accountable. So I didn't see enough accountability. Two, I didn't see enough empathy. You know, the fact is, you've got a state which is badly divided. It's grievously divided. So you've got to be showing greater empathy for just what Manipur has gone through.
But did Rahul Gandhi do enough to, you know, make the most of it is the question. Because he was the lead actor.
Empathy from whom, Rajdeep?
Empathy from our members of parliament. Empathy from our political leadership. Empathy from Manipur government in Imphal. Empathy from the centre here. Empathy from the opposition. Look, I think, you know, we need to start understanding you cannot get into whataboutery when you have something that's happened in Manipur. Someone's going to tell me, oh, look at Bengal. Sure. What's happened in Bengal is unacceptable when there's a rape of a woman in Bengal, but don't compare it to an ethnic divide of the kind that's happening in Manipur, where weapons are stolen from a police station.
Exactly. What's happening in West Bengal or Rajasthan does not amount to 6,500 FIRs being filed in Manipur, gang rapes of such kind, weapons being stolen at large. So there should be accountability and empathy in the parliament on both sides. You have the BJP accusing the Congress of Rahul Gandhi of making a fiery speech and walking out, blowing a flying kiss. How serious was he in the parliament? You have the Congress accusing Prime Minister Modi of speaking about Manipur in a fleeting reference and then laughing in the midst of it. So really, who is showing any kind of empathy?
Nabila and I are on the same page. That doesn't happen too often.
I don't necessarily agree on this because I feel that Home Minister Amit Shah put the focus on Manipur. He gave you all the details. He spoke in great detail about it. He's the Home Minister.
But he dodged the key question, Akshita, which is that the Chief Minister's role. He says Chief Minister is cooperating. I mean, that's not good enough. Sorry, that's not good enough. You are now creating a situation.
He spoke about
because a Chief Minister here is facing a serious accusation of siding with one community.
Did he not speak about the Chief Minister?
No, he's not. He's defended the Chief Minister because he knows that it is a Chief Minister whose role is under the scanner.
Okay,
I have what is the defense he has beyond saying he's cooperated? That's not a good enough defense.
The beauty of a democratic
and now
newsroom.
He's going to speak.
The beauty of a democratic newsroom as vibrant as ours is that we started off on Modi versus Rahul 3.0 and we've ended up on Manipur and accountability, which I think is fabulous because that was the root of the discussion in Parliament. But like Rajdeep said right at the start, we've already done 2 democratic newsrooms on Manipur, on accountability. Both of them have gone viral. If you want to see Rajdeep's views on that, please go and refer to it. Rajdeep, you are not allowed to repeat your views from the last 2 episodes. I want to keep the focus now on Modi versus Rahul. Whether you think that's a less serious issue or not, that so be it. But now we're talking about these 2 people. Okay? Rahul Gandhi is projecting himself not as one among Team India. He is projecting himself as the protagonist, Rajdeep, the lead actor, the Jananayak as the Congress is projecting him. So, you know, where does this leave Team India then?
Look, I said it and I'm going to say it now for the last time. Rahul Gandhi missed an opportunity, in my view, to put the government on the mat. And the government missed an opportunity to give the people of Manipur a genuine sense of comfort. This is my view. That there isn't enough accountability on one side and there isn't enough attempt being made to ensure point by point where the government went wrong.
Wasted opportunity then?
Well, you see, if the no confidence motion was about encircling the government has actually managed in a way to pass the buck onto the opposition, blaming it for what the opposition's failings are.
No, let's put the focus again on Modi versus Rahul, as Shiv has been saying.
It's all yours now. I'm out of it.
I'm out of it. You've not been mentioning one comment on Modi versus Rahul. Between the 2 in Parliament when they spoke, whose speech stood out for you more?
No doubt Modi is a fabulous orator.
So
there is no, absolutely I choose Modi. No doubt.
When it comes to performer.
No, whatever it is, but he's captivating.
Okay, content.
It's amazing to watch Prime Minister Modi speak, and I'm not the only one saying it. You would agree with me.
Look, no, but I said, look,
Rajdeep sir always says it.
The thing that stands out about both Mr. Modi and Shah, when they come to Parliament, they come prepared.
Yeah.
In fact, Mr. Shah goes to the extent of doing the old style one, of actually flagging off particular pages, reading out from notes. So he comes prepared. You see, if you're going to do a 2-hour speech, you can't wing it.
Yeah. Correct.
Even Mr. Modi, you'll see his speech. Now, we could argue, and I would argue that it took him the 93rd minute to use the word Manipur. But if you see the speech, he was determined to make this a speech about 2024 Lok Sabha. His was not a speech about Manipur. He had decided, okay, you have a no confidence motion on me. I'm going to use the occasion as a platform
and why
to
not?
tell you why. Good luck to him. So I say, look, he's a consummate performer. I'm not so sure about his oratory, but he knows where to hit which, who to hit when.
So
he's a pugilist.
Are you saying 40 minutes you can wing it, the Prime Minister didn't wing it? Are you then saying the Prime Minister's speech was better?
Of course I am. There's no doubt about it. Look, but this looks, that's my problem. You see, we in the media are going to judge it as our moderator is Modi versus Rahul. I'm judging it by the big picture. My big picture is Manipur better off today compared to 4 days ago because of this debate? I say no. I say I found as a citizen of India, I found no attempt made by our MPs, barring a few. I actually thought Gaurav Gogoi, Amit Shah, a couple of others actually focused on the real issues of Manipur. And I would have liked to see more speakers. If you are having a no confidence motion on Manipur, please tell me all that you think can. Nobody gave me a roadmap for the future. I don't want to know about 1966.
No, but Amit Shah tried to get a resolution, by all the MPs.
Yes.
That seemed like some kind of forward action. The opposition treated it with the same kind of contempt and suspicion that they're treating everything.
There's too much of name calling on both sides. But you tell me, Shiv, you follow defense closely. Should we be comparing in 2023 what happened with the Indian Army in 1984?
Please
or what happened in 1966? What's your view?
Not only will I give you my view, my 5:30 p.m. show today was about Indira Gandhi's decision, where I have said that it is there are no blacks and whites in such decisions. There are shades of grey, and that Indira Gandhi had no choice but to take that decision. I have a clear-cut view on it, sir.
Excellent.
So to be honest,
I'm finding that I'm getting more and more support for a change.
No. Sir, I don't take sides. I am a case-to-case basis kind of person when it comes to facts. Now, let me once again.
I just have to say that the opposition has done its part by asking questions and the right questions. What we saw was one suspension after the other. You have either of the opposition leaders, many of them, in the latest was Adhir Ranjan, It started with Sanjay Singh. So suspension saga continued right from the monsoon session. But where is the structure when it comes to suspending an MP? You ask a question and you raise a voice, you're suspended. I agree that there is some kind of decorum inside the parliament, but we don't see the BJP netas following the decorum entirely to the T. So, but I also agree at the same time that the opposition walking out of the parliament was the most stupid thing to do. How can you just walk out of the parliament?
Stupid.
You are elected representatives. You are conveying the message of the people who voted you to power. You've got to sit there and weather it out. Ask the right questions until the end. You see Amit Shah, you see Modi themselves sitting in the parliament. Why can't you?
It seemed to show that Manipur wasn't really the purpose of this no trust vote. It was about scoring a point against the Prime Minister, which is okay. No. But then there should be some integrity about that. They trooped out of Parliament right before the Prime Minister spoke.
Shiv, the point is there is no trust between the government and the opposition.
There is no trust.
That's the sad reality. And I actually was privileged to see Parliament in the 1990s for two reasons. One is because it was coalition government, so no confidence votes were very exciting because it was actually about who would win, whether the government would fall or not, which this was not about. This was about the perception game, not about who is going to win in terms of the numbers in Parliament, because that was decided. The other part is the quality of speakers. You see, now we are, sorry to tell the younger generation, you're in this age of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You're looking
so are you. In fact, you are more on it than us.
You're looking to go viral. And therefore, isko maine punch diya.
So, but no one is more viral than you.
No, my point is, speakers are not coming to Parliament to make well-considered speeches. They're coming to make Parliament to see which soundbite will go viral or which element. I don't think Vajpayee ji or George Fernandez or the great speakers of the 1990s were looking at virality. They were natural speakers and they grew up in the crucible of Parliament. Today's politicians do not come to Parliament with their homework done, many of them, and thereby seem ill-prepared. You mentioned the opposition. The one thing I think the opposition could have done is prepare yourself. Prepare a strategy. Think of what you're going to say. Spend some time. That's what I think is missing, along with the no trust. Makes it a little disappointing, actually.
Now we're in a battlefield where it's the Modi government versus the NDA. Rajdeep, and I'll bring the both of you in on this as well. Today's press conference by Rahul Gandhi had him calling the Prime Minister shameless, saying that he was giggling in Parliament. Rajdeep, am I wrong in wondering or being reminded of 2018, 2019? Everyone remembers Rahul Gandhi's angry press conferences every day, where he was taking very personal pot shots at the Prime Minister. If we're talking about Team India and, localizing the elections, Rahul Gandhi is busy making it Rahul versus Modi, which is what the alliance does not want.
No, he may be trying to do that, but I don't think it's creating that narrative at all. Today's press conference, if you look at, he was trying to be emotional. In a sense, I got that, he was trying to make amends for what he did in Parliament. The 40-minute speech that he gave there, 10 minutes he wasted about Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Self-transformation.
And you're someone who's been to Manipur, right? You should have used that experience. You should have spoken about that experience, not about anecdotes, but facts. You should have put that forward to counter Amit Shah, to counter the Prime Minister. You should have done that today. In hindsight, should have done that. He still didn't. So all the anger, all the emotion is great. You're trying to take on an orator with emotion. That doesn't
Let me be honest. 1 second. Nobody's taken more pot shots at Rahul Gandhi than the BJP has. All right. And let's be honest, this is the same ask that I would want of my own Prime Minister. Get to the point. Don't go into history, geography and all of that. You may want to refer to it, but get to the point. Manipur is a burning issue. I'd want you to give answers, not references.
No, but why can't the Prime Minister did come to the point, but by that time the opposition had left.
The opposition leaving is a different thing. Prime Minister still continued to speak.
Look, we agreed that ideally the opposition should have listened to the Prime Minister, whether he spoke about Manipur 92 minutes or minute number 1. My limited point is you've got a strange situation. Rahul Gandhi is not the greatest parliamentarian. Over 20 years, almost 20 years now in Parliament. Do you recall any great speech? Do you recall any great speech by him? I don't. Number 2, in the last session, 16th Lok Sabha, he actually did not put up a single question during question hour. His attendance is way below that of his other accomplishments. The same thing with Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi has spoken in 9 years 30 times in Parliament, most of them ritualistic words for someone who's departed or otherwise. Very few major speeches. Manmohan Singh spoke 70 times. So you've got a Prime Minister who seems to also not treat Parliament seriously enough, and you've got an opposition leader who doesn't seem to be, cut it when it comes to Parliament. So you're asking me Rahul versus Modi? You know, the sad truth of it is...
No, but
BJP wants it to be Rahul versus Modi.
So
I think the country knows it's not Rahul versus Modi.
It looks like even Rahul wants that.
Rahul wants it, and Rajdeep, keep parliament aside. I feel Rahul Gandhi as a politician hasn't got that vigor to take on Modi.
Imagine he did.
That's what it comes down to. Forget parliament for a second.
Rahul Gandhi
Look, at the end of the day, the fight will be about rally versus rally, press conference versus press conference. Even there, Rahul Gandhi, can he take on a Prime Minister?
No, but Akshita and Shiv and Nabila, here, let me ask you all the question. Let me play moderator. Who's making it Rahul versus Modi? Are the politicians making it, or you or
Rahul is making it.
You, I in television studios or in on the digital platforms? Are we looking for a presidential style contest in a parliamentary democracy? 543 MPs.
Sir,
did you ever listen to any of the other MPs? Why didn't you listen to other MPs?
No, Raj.
Why did you listen to Asaduddin Owaisi?
No, we did.
Speech?
I listened to Asaduddin Owaisi, I listened to Mahua Moitra, I listened to Gaurav Gogoi, I listened to all of them, sir. But my simple limited point is this. It's not us creating this narrative. It's every political party involved. It's everyone on the ground. You ask them who's the face of Rahul Gandhi. Will they say Mallikarjun Kharge or will they say Rahul Gandhi?
Well, he is the Gandhi side, and inevitably he's going to be the face. But let's do some credit to Rahul Gandhi. He said it very clear that he's not contesting, or he does not want to be the prime ministerial candidate for his party.
But he's never said that he wants to be.
His party has also said the same thing,
but
that Rahul will not contest.
And
But
yet,
they also know, know that Rahul Gandhi is the man who brings the traction for the Congress.
Yeah,
it's only when Rahul Gandhi speaks, every eyeballs are going.
But
Otherwise, nobody cares about what other Congress leaders are speaking. That's the unfortunate truth.
Yeah, but like Manish Tiwari spoke very well, I thought. On China. But the thing is, Rahul Gandhi is actually, let me be fair to him, he's not bad in impromptu conversation that he seems to have out on the street.
And even this time he said, I'm speaking
there's
from
an
my
element
heart.
of naturalness. He's reaching out to people. Parliament is different. It requires a different style. And I think like a batsman, you've got to realize your limitations. If you're a leg side batsman, please don't play the cover drive. Only because the people around you are saying, no, you're the best cover driver. You're not, right? So I would actually say there's a lesson in it for Rahul Gandhi. If you're going to come to Parliament to do this major speech after 6 months out of Parliament, come better prepared.
Yeah.
Don't just wing it. To Prime Minister Modi, show some humility. You're the Prime Minister of the country. You don't need to spend 90 minutes, continuously throwing barbs at the opposition. I know the opposition has not also been fair to you. You could argue they've thrown venom at me, I'm returning it. But you're the Prime Minister. You possibly will be the first 3-time consecutive Prime Minister since Jawaharlal Nehru. So I expect more of the Prime Minister.
My simple point is it's a no confidence. So what is the Prime Minister speaking about? He's talking about how the no confidence is not of the people, it's of the parties in Parliament.
But it was around Manipur.
Making it political?
It was about Manipur.
Did he not speak about Manipur? He did. The opposition walked out. That's their problem.
90 minutes I spoke
think
on
that's
everything else but Manipur.
The Prime Minister was dragged to the Parliament because of the no confidence motion. He otherwise
So
refused
that's
to
what he
come and
spoke
address.
about.
He refused to come and address.
But did he not
a no
speak about-
confidence
I mean,
motion
In
was
an
almost
ideal,
a last option.
what I would have liked in an ideal world, this was the monsoon session of Parliament. On day one or in the first week of Parliament, both sides should have got together, had a discussion on Manipur,
No, but
possibly
who
as an
stopped
adjournment
that?
motion,
Who
and
stopped
passed
that?
a joint resolution.
But who stopped
Amit
it?
Shah proposed that.
Who
But
stopped
that
it?
you've done it right at the very end because you forced the opposition to go for a no
That may
confidence
be
vote.
down
That's
to-
the only
that
way
may be
the
down
Prime
to
Minister
trust
breaks
deficit.
silence.
Trust
Who faulted
deficit
that?
between
Amit Shah
government and
was willing
opposition.
to speak last week. He had written a letter to all parties saying, let's have a conversation. They weren't willing to
But
have
why
the
not
Home
the
Minister
Prime Minister?
speak.
But why
Just-
not the Prime Minister
Why
address
not
the
the
situation?
Home Minister?
No, why not the
Also-
Prime Minister?
also-
It's a situation
willing
where
to have
you
a
have
conversation
thousands
first.
of people who
But
are
see, this is
struggling.
my problem.
You have more than 150 people who've lost their
Nobody
lives.
is
Why can't
playing
the Prime
it down.
Minister address the
But
issue?
I'm sorry, but Shiv,
But
if there's a
excusing-
conversation and if the
excusing
opposition
fact-
truly wanted a conversation,
excusing
they
the
would
fact
be
that
okay.
One at a time, one at a time.
Why should Prime Minister speak? Why shouldn't the Prime Minister speak?
One at a time, yeah.
Why
It's not-
shouldn't the Prime Minister speak?
It's not-
Why are we discounting the fact that the BJP has been trying to escape that Prime Minister's saying that Prime Minister Modi will not speak, it will be the Home Minister. Why couldn't the Prime Minister speak?
Okay.
My simple point is this, that on day one, as Rajdeep said, if we were going to have that conversation, it could have started with a Home Minister's statement. The Home Minister, as he spoke for 2 hours, gave in great detail what's happening in Manipur. This could have happened on day one of the monsoon session. And then you would have set the stage for 2 weeks of great conversations, of great dialogue, of back and forth on how to solve the issue.
Yeah,
and yes,
but-
then the opposition could have had that dialogue saying, bring the Prime Minister here as well. And then the advantage is on the
The
opposition.
trust
Narrative
deficit
is
that
on
you
their
talk
side.
about,
The
Rajdeep,
situation
works
in
both
Manipur
ways.
was at the brink.
It works both ways.
Look, I think, for example, in the Rajya Sabha, an entire Rajya Sabha, the House of Elders session, barring the Delhi Services Bill, has gone completely to waste your and my taxpayers' money. and bills being passed, important bills like the data protection bill, with the two sides not having any discussion, repeated adjournments, because why? The opposition insisted the Prime Minister must come and speak on Manipur. I don't think that's, to my mind, Rajya Sabha, once there was a vote of no confidence, they should have got together and said, look, the Prime Minister is going to speak in the Lok Sabha. We will discuss other issues. The problem is, it's all become about scoring points over each other. It's about mistrust for each other. And it is with one eye constantly on, how do I... on one-upmanship.
The opposition basically knew that the Prime Minister won't come, so they tried to wash out the house.
Yeah, you haven't spoken. When he speaks, they say, no, you're not speaking about Manipur. When he speaks about Manipur, but you started at the 96th minute. When he starts speaking in the 96th minute, they say, sorry, you're wearing an orange kurta. This is a ridiculous shifting of goalposts, which makes many people wonder whether this is not about Manipur. This is not about accountability. This is about, as you, Rajdeep, rightly said, it's become, because of this trust deficit, about political points scoring. There is a level of aggression that is going to only increase now as we get closer to 2024. But I am still wondering, it's a question that we unfortunately didn't have time to go into greatly, is Rahul Gandhi projecting himself in such a big way front and center? How does that fit in with the Team India strategy of trying to localize this election? Because Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party seem to be...
It's our obsession around Rahul Gandhi.
It's the... excuse me. Sorry.
Shiv, with due regard.
Is the Congress party not projecting Rahul Gandhi as the boss who's going to take on Modi?
Shiv, my limited point, and I think I said it the other day also, democratic newsroom sooner or later also has to start asking more harder questions to the government.
We did yesterday, sir. Come on.
Accountability of the government. I mean, every time it boils down, you see, look, let's assume Rahul Gandhi has lost 2 elections. He's not been able to prove himself as a vote catcher. But on Manipur, it is the government and the Home Ministry and the government in Imphal who have to answer the question.
I have to wrap it up because we're already out of time. Sorry, guys. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we are a democracy. Politics only works if you are in power. It's about power. All the wonderful, wise things that the opposition says are going to mean nothing if they don't construct a real fight against this government. So in that context, does it make sense for this to become another Modi versus Rahul? The narrative has already become, even the Prime Minister was talking that about his third term, etc. Everybody, including you, Rajdeep, have written columns about how 2024 is a foregone conclusion. I have to wrap.
Let's end with something humorous.
Okay.
I sometimes wonder that if there is a democratic newsroom in 2034, Mr. Modi is 84, Rahul Gandhi is about 64, you and I are aged, and we'll be still discussing who gave the better speech, Modi or Rahul.
I can guarantee you we'll be doing it here on India Today. All of us will still be here. And that's the nature of the game. Democratic Newsroom, thank you so much for watching.